Oh man, press the button. Alright, so I figure it's better to do things with an audience that I can explain what I'm doing to. Oh, that's gonna have to. Then, uh, just doing it by myself because I like to talk through things. Um, Here's something I'm working on. So, I have this chord progression, and then I worked it out because I tuned my guitar so that it made a chord just by strumming through it, and then I put another chord on top of that, and then I turned it to that, and then I capoed it. I did some weird things to get to this point, um, but I'm happy with it. So I recorded this. Uh, a lot of times when I do this, I just record like a sample to start, and then that's what this is, so I can use it later as kind of fodder. The more material I have, the more raw material I have that I then push into uh, kind of like a music deal later. It's good for me. So I was gonna start just by creating like the second effects channel and then mastering that, but I don't want to do that yet. I'm gonna come in here. I want to work out. So so I do this one, then back to this root, to there. So what I want to do now is I want to take this main progression. I'm gonna copy it, move it over here. Uh, I don't know how to spell rhythm. So since I go from here to here, I don't really need this. This is just when you strum the guitar open. You notice that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then also here. I found this neat trick. A lot of times I discovered when I'm working through a chord progression or something, I'll end up with duplicate strings. So the string I play is going to be exactly the same as the string right next to it, just because of how that works. But in the piano, it's kind of unfortunate because you lose a key, so you're going to have the amount of depth and noise here, but you're going to lose that over here, like especially if you know, it's just, it doesn't carry the same. So I always take, so let's say I have two E4s, I push one of them up an octave, so now I have an E4 and an E5. So that's a solution, but I'm getting ahead of myself. So I'm going to do that, bring that over here. I'm not really going to worry too much about syncopating or doing any funky rhythm yet. That's not really my goal here. I just want to get the basic structure, so it goes here, 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 back to root, and then there. It'll probably be like a 6-bar deal or something. Oh yeah, if I remember. Oh, I hate that FL does that. I really do. Just if I select something, just highlight that, and then when I Control B duplicate, please just. And then back to my root. And it sounds different than the way the guitar is playing it, because the way the guitar is playing it, there's strumming in, but if I take the total amount of time that I'm playing this chord and then the total amount of time that I'm playing this chord, regardless of the strumming, that's what it's going to sound like. So, the timing's not perfect, but it works. Ah, I hate doing that. So annoying, because I gotta zoom in and scoot it over one block. So now, let's see, I got that basic structure. It's 8 bars. I don't know. It doesn't really seem right to me though. Just to have this perfectly separated, 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, it's a little stupid. I'm gonna make that a little longer. Actually, here's what I can do. I can Control A. I'm already zoomed out all the way. Alt. There we go. Haha. Liking that. There we go. Ah, okay. I know what I'm doing now. I see how I did that, and I just put it right in 8 bars for me. I didn't have to do anything. So, I know it's kind of abrupt to just immediately switch to this different thing, but when it's in the playlist, I can change that up, so I'm not going to worry about it. How long does that last? It's the same distance. For some reason it seems shorter, but I think it just seems shorter because it ends, and my brain is like, Okay, so that's about. It's like 3 sets of 4. That'll work. Yeah, that's actually exactly what I need. Because that way, see, if you listen to this, I have this little do do do, and this right here. Just listen how these two interact with each other. It's pretty interesting. So that right there, it can only happen because there's three things here and it kind of pushes it out of sync. I think if I was to... Oh, come on. Oh, no. Okay, there we go. Gotta select it in the playlist. Yeah, I'm gonna have to shorten that up a little. Maybe even more than that. These are long chords I'm playing with. Oh, thank God. I keep forgetting. I should just set my preset to 180 BPM because I always change my projects to 180 every single time I start them up. That didn't sound good. Let's see here. Actually, do I even need to make this if I did it with the guitar and it might be in the same timing? I don't know. I need like a clear moment when it both starts. If you're wondering what this is up here, it's just the Amen loop, but I remastered it. Well, I didn't remaster it. I just kind of tuned it to exactly what I like it to be. And then I slowed it down. If I was to... Like, that sounds more familiar. This was actually kind of neat because I had the recording equipment or something. The quality of the file I was using wasn't what I needed it to be, so I took a second one and then raised the pitch like exactly an octave or something. Some way that it preserved the tone of it. I can't remember. But I managed to squeeze out a little bit of a higher frequency from this thing than it had. It was pretty muddy. It probably wasn't the best way of doing it, but this thing is awesome, especially if you slow it down like this. Put like an amplifier over it. Perfect. But that's not what we're doing right now. I need a clear mode. Alright, that works. Ah, interesting. So it's not in sync. It would be if it was shorter. Oh no, it still can be. I just need to do one of Haha. Wait, so what happens there? So I wait, and then let's see, where's this part yeah, right there. So I wait a little bit, then I come in with this. So, someone once asked me to teach them music production. Actually, multiple people have, because they see the finished product. But it's like, what I'm discovering is the more I learn about how this works, the more I'm knowing that you can't teach it. You have to just screw around. Yeah, see, that's nice. And so then it's gonna wait. Yep. Okay, perfect. So I got that structure down. I think what I'm gonna do is this will be like, if I want there to be a chorus, and then I want there, or no, want there to be the introduction, then I want there to be the main verses, then I want there to be a chorus, and then I want there to go back to the main verses, and then an ending. This chorus piece is probably going to just be a, a devolution of this with no structure, just like some sampling deals. So because I want to work on that, I'm going to switch gears. I really ought to get rid of this amen break. It doesn't need to be here. And I can just bring it back in so easily. Scoot that up. I hate when I record things, it changes. Because I rarely ever use these tracks here. I mean, I probably should, but I never name them. I know what they are, but I don't know. I've made some pretty complicated ass things. So what I'm gonna work on now is I'm gonna mute this. I don't really need it to be there. Let's see, where is this playing? I'm gonna bring it over into. I'm gonna take this over here so you can see what I'm doing. I'm gonna move that back over there. Move that over there. Okay, so I want this one is a separate one. So 2 and 3. Solo it. So I want to hear. Why is it so quiet? There we go. That's better. That button. I love that button. Also, I love this button. You want to know a cool trick? Come over in here. This is your deal here, right? Ah, no, it's too complicated. I don't know, I can show you. So you take this, duplicate it, then you make it unique. Let's take this one, swap reverse polarity. What's that gonna do? Can't hear anything. Oh yeah, I'm in Warren. I soloed it. Did it reverse the polarity of both? Oh no, they're out of sync. Basically, if you reverse the polarity of one sound and put it directly on top of the other, it'll cancel out, which is really great if you want to isolate vocals, but you have an instrumental. I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm not a tutorial channel. I just screw around. What was I doing? Oh yeah, come over here. So I want to EQ this. Yeah, that's the thing I've been contending with. For some reason, my guitar is so heavy in this lower right here, which is great if it's like you're in the room with it, but it's not very good for recording it because this right here, this, you know, 220 kilohertz. It's just, it drowns it out. It makes it so muddled. Doesn't help that my microphone is so freaking loud compared to this. Alright, so that works. I'm gonna take... I kinda wanna compress this. Let's see how it works with just like a little compression. Bring the threshold down. Ah, see? If I here, you can really hear it if I just... It just sucks down the strums. I always thought that was kind of a cool effect with compression. I mean, it's not really what I'm going for. I just want to get rid of those peaks. I mean, I don't... Because what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to have a second effects channel, so I don't want to have the you know, the delay and stuff, introducing all these really punchy peaks and phalluses into my deal here. But really, I'm gonna bring in the multi-pan, because that one doesn't really give me what I want. Yeah, do you hear that? Let's see if, does it have a solo function? I don't think it does. Yeah, there we go. See, it's almost like a drum every single time I strum. I want to get rid of that, because that's going to show up like after like 30 plugins. That's going to come back and haunt me, so I want to get rid of that. The mid, I don't really care. I mean, it can kind of stay as it is. I might mess with it later if it becomes a problem. The high... Yeah, I'm gonna want to do something with that. Yeah, that's good. That's an improvement. Yeah, that's good. Just a little. Doesn't need to be too much. It's not like reverb or anything. Okay, let's see. What else can I do to this thing? I could put frequency echo on it, but let's... Sometimes I do that just to screw around. Whoops. Yeah. There we go. And then let's see how Maximus sounds on this. Nope. Bonus points. If you were ever wondering what Sound Goodizer is, and you want, so this right here, if you put it on a channel, it's just gonna make it louder, and you don't really know what it's doing. I mean, you have these here. Sure, it helps, but you don't really know what it's doing. So, Maximus, all Sound Goodizer is a Maximus preset, but they got rid of all the things, and what it's really doing is interesting. So you have, it kind of boosts both sides of the dynamic range and adds some saturation. It's not really doing anything else. I mean, there's some other things, obviously. There's a lot of parameters in this plugin, but it's mostly just boosting both ends. It's kind of creating like a valley deal, because it doesn't, you don't really touch the mid very much. Which for guitar it works, but yeah, there's saturation on both ends. It took me forever to figure out that Maximus had saturation built in. I was like looking up all these different like, you know, saturation plugins and shit. I never figured out that there's just, it's built in right here. It's another FL Studio stock plugin that just has what I need. Yeah. So, see the difference? So, it's kind of like, you know, here we have the crowd. Then we put it in the Sound Goodizer. It's isolated a couple voices for us, but you know, what if we want the crowd? So I always kind of, I segregate out my, Maximus is actually a really interesting tool, because I have my mix, I've done some mastering and whatever before Maximus, so I can come in and like change the sound. I can null it or like bring it, make it more powerful, but you can also gate with Maximus, which is awesome. Anyway, I like that. So that's gonna be, I could stereoize it, but I don't understand. It's just gonna screw up my panning. I don't know, I kinda like that. I gotta keep an eye on the volume. If it gets too loud, it gets annoying, hard on my ears. I don't know, I like that single voice. I can screw with the panning in another. So, that's mastered. What about this one? This mastering almost works for it. Yeah, it's a little muddy. Let's do this. Oh. Yeah. Oh. It's so loud. Yeah, that's better. I'm more okay with lower frequencies because I'm not strumming on it. It's just, yeah, there's nothing special about it. When you're playing with the strumming, you start to think like your brain puts different things in there. It makes you think it's more than it is, but it's just that. Which is part of the reason why I love making music like this and layering it. Because when you have that melodic foundation, you can do a lot of interesting things. Does compression really need to be? Yeah. Yeah, it does. It needs to be there. Alright, just a little tweaks, but it's the same instrument, so it would make sense that the same mastering kind of thing applies to it. I hate changing these because ultimately I want to be able to at any time control the mix. And I don't want to have this inherent imbalance. Because if I was just to let this go, or, whoops, you can't even hear that, and it would be imbalanced. So before I tweak with these knobs, I usually just put in a volume deal here. Because when you have huge projects and you just want to shut something up, it gets really annoying when every single time you stop, the automation flips the knobs back to their starting positions or whatever the automation has them going. I really hate that. So I use this fruity balance. Yeah, that's much better. Yeah, they're about the same. Alright, so now let's have some fun. This is the best part. So I'm not even looping it yet. This is my secret right here. Not that anybody's even watching this, but I'll give back my deal here. Oh, one more. Okay, so I take this. I want this to be the only channel it's coming out of, because I'm gonna do this thing. Add delay. Hear that? Yeah. Delay is it's my favorite plugin. It's the one I use the most, and I have a lot of experience with it. Granted, I have some other things that I use to build these crazy stacks and shit, but I mostly use delay because, check it out. Listen. Just hear that? Hear how when I change the time, the pitch changes? That is an incredible tool because it has this modulation down here. So if you're keen, you can hear it. When I have that little bit of time modulation, it just shifts the pitch and just enough. It's like having modulation on a reverb, except, you know, it's a little more subtle. I can turn up this diffusion here. Yeah, that's really good. And I never really do any of that, or like even like the bit crushing. It's just kind of fun effect. There are some things in this recording that are interfering with the overall sound of this, and I admit to that. But ultimately, I'm going to be reworking with that. So don't worry about it. Like the bowl clanging, that'll be fine. Okay, got that going. I'm going to compress it even further than I already did. Okay, do you hear that? Yeah. See, I told you. That's why using this guitar is so difficult sometimes. So now I'm gonna take... See, it's compressed. It's really compressed. It's heavily compressed. The reason I'm doing that is it's important. If you analyze this, see how it's got those peaks? That's caused by the delay. I want to bring that down as much as possible. I hate when delay just makes it like a bullets. Really the only way I can describe it is like bullets flying through the mix. It's really annoying. Alright, I think it's come time for... I'm gonna put this in here. This is free from Valhalla DSP. You should download it. I tried Vintage Verb. I didn't end up using Vintage Verb because, one, it costs money, but two, I just didn't really think that I was getting anything for my purposes anyway. These reverb plugins are like garbage to me. I just throw them around, I layer them a bunch. I guess ultimately having like a really heavy professional plugin would help, but Reverb 2 works fine for me. I mean, with Vintage Verb, it's focused so heavily on emulating what an older reverb box, like a pedal. I don't really care about the pedal part, I just want the reverb. Like, sure, it's cool, but... I want this. I always thought the feedback was kind of cool. It kind of comes in handy later on, but... Yeah. This is the reason why I like this plugin so much. It's almost like a chorus, it's almost like a reverb. It's just right in the middle, and it gives your stacks so much more space. Why do I keep hearing this over and over? Oh, that's why. I had it on a loop and I didn't even notice. Oh, that was annoying. Alright, here's the best part. I'm gonna find... I cannot have this looping. We're just going... Alright, so I come in here, my modulation all the way up. Yeah. Yeah, it's almost like breathing. Want a lot of separation? I feel like I would, but I can just bring that in later. I'm not really... It's too whispery. I want it... Yeah. There we go. I discovered that if you play with the size, it has to recalculate the size, so it's incredibly intensive. But if you layer that, you can get a really cool... There was a trick I learned that I can't really... I have to turn the diff up on these stacks. I don't really have any choice. Alright. So I'm gonna come in here. Sorry. Probably loud. See how it's nice? Now check this out. There's another delay. So, did you hear it? That right there. When I take down... So when I'm going to record this and show you. I can bring that back later. I'm gonna record the master. I'm gonna have to... Don't want my voice. Did you hear it? Because I heard it. Because I've been listening to it for hours and hours. So that you don't probably necessarily hear it. And that's fine. But what I'm referencing is when this thing I've made here, when this is spinning down, it's gonna leave. Yeah, right there. That sound is the quintessential point of why I'm doing this. I do not care about any of the guitar or like the reverb or anything. It's this right here. So if I was to take this, I come over here and put it back in there. It sounds like okay. So realistically, I probably have to create a separate thing for it. But back to what I was doing before, that's pretty much like my goal here is to get that back. Oh, it's like sunny outside. I want that core without the guitar. I want to put this in. I want to get the end result, but I want to shave off the dry. And I could just get rid of the dry, but it's not going to do the same thing because this is just repeating the guitar. This is compressing it. It's EQ. There's all these different things, but with each one of these little plugins, it creates a little sliver of something with modulation. It creates this tone. I want to make that sliver huge, and I want to capture that. And that's what I'm referencing when I'm saying the chorus, and I'm going to like frontallate something. That's what I'm going to do, is I'm going to create that sliver, I'm going to make it huge, and then that's what my chorus is going to be. I'm going to put a beat over it, and it'll be pretty great. But right now, I just have to make this reverb stack even better than it is, and I'll show you why. Yeah, there we go. Problem. Yeah, basically. Alright, let's try this. Yeah, did you hear that? Oh, it came in perfectly. Right towards the end there, that sound that I was trying to get out. Damn it, I spent so much time trying to get that. Okay, so I have this. It's a pretty consistent little deal here, which is what I wanted. So now I'm gonna come back over here. You might be asking yourself, well, what about this? Don't worry, I haven't forgotten about him yet. So what I'm gonna do to him is I don't really need a separate channel for what I'm gonna make for him. I really realistically only need maybe, I don't know, I'm still gonna put it in a separate channel just because I'm paranoid. I like that. Yeah, that's good. I'm gonna turn up. Yeah, hear that? Did you hear how it suddenly... Yeah, even there. Because when you change that, when you introduce that modulation, especially with pitch, the overall... The sine wave that's hiding in that sound, it's small little... changes to that sound, the things that make it unique, they start to play over each other. So all the things like my fingers hitting the strings, the sound of the room, those things are things I'm trying to eliminate. Yeah, I can hear it. Yeah, perfect. And then I'm gonna add a little bit of reverb. Should I compress it? No, not that one. I should really just... I'm afraid to do this thing because always getting new tools. Always getting new tools. Okay, that works. Yeah. So, now I have... This is like so washed out and saturated. I love it. Check this out. So, I'm gonna take... Where is it? I'm going to highlight what this is fun. One of my favorite parts. Yeah, do you hear it? Don't sidechain using automation clips. It sucks. Well, I've sidechanged using the limiter, and the limiter does not give me what I need. So I'm gonna sidechain using automation till I die, and you can eat me, eat my ass about that. I don't really care. Let's do something with this. Let's just... The more things we do in this project, the more likely that it's going to take shape sooner. That's the thing about this whole deal here. This music production in general is you can't really expect to get any results if you're not just constantly adding to a project, which I haven't even saved this one yet, so I should probably save it. Yeah, you can't expect to get anywhere with music production if you're not constantly adding to the projects that you're working on, because overwhelmingly, critically important that you have as much material to work with that you can sample with later on when the thing is finally starting to take shape. Let's bring the attack down so I can have my... Okay, this is gonna sound awful, so before any of this even happens, can I? You can't really, whatever. My graphics card is struggling as soon as I opened up Serum. I've got all this other stuff open too, so it's probably not helping. I mean, it's not gameplay, but whatever. What can you expect? Before the synth even starts, I'm changing it because I know it's gonna sound like trash in my headphones. Why'd you use an LFO instead of just the envelope? Because I like being able to do this. Too much going on. I don't want it to be trying to do too many different things. I would rather just have multiple instances of Serum open, but I'm gonna close down all this stuff over here. I'm also gonna bring my... I have all of these open. And they don't need to be. I want a clean project. Okay, back to this. Yeah, I can bring it down to 7 semitones, but... I really love saturating reverb. I really like having reverb that kind of overwhelms the sound, especially it kind of becomes its own sound. But something I cannot stand is having a single mix knob for your reverb. Just let me add it in with the sound. I don't want to have to choose. They don't want to have to fight with each other. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Why didn't I use one of my presets? I hate that it's making that. Do you hear that? You can't add multiple instances of things in this here. I'll probably just tweak it in post. What channel is this on? Let's put it in 7. I hate this. I hate you. That's better. Yeah. Bring that down. Oh, I almost like that more. Why did I even put the compressor in here? I'll just keep it for later. Oh, I have an idea. This sounds awful, right? Like this sounds terrible. But if I take my I'm gonna turn this down. I just want to issue an apology to people using headphones. Just turn it down. Bring it to a more manageable level. My favorite part of any of the kilohertz stuff. I rarely use phase plant. I just it's more synthesizer than I realized that I needed. But Transgate, I saw the word trance and was immediately like, ooh, I'm really gonna like that one. Hear that? It's kind of neat, huh? So now we have that. What's the problem? Why are you not playing? So I'm gonna take. Did I use the Powerpuff Girls or did I? Yeah, I used Amen. Oh, that is dreadful. What the heck? That's why. Whoops. Put you in 8. Too loud. Sir, you're gonna have to quiet down. That's part of the reason why I hate using those, is because I put them through so much powerful deals to get them to where they're at. So. It's okay. But I need it to be better. Yeah, that's okay. It's not really like a drum loop though. And it's also, yeah, let's just make a new one. You know what? Screw it. I'll show you guys how it works. MT Power Drum Kit. It's free. I haven't given them any of my money yet, but you probably should. Let's make a beat here. Oh yeah, that's right. So I'm gonna take this, and then I want this a little lower, this even lower than that. Take all of these, raise it a little bit, yep. Yep, that works. So, alright, there's my hi-hat. The reason why I got this, and I'm not just using samples like I used to do. I mean, sometimes I still use samples, but the reason why I have this is because if you change the attack, the sound changes. I don't know if they use a different sample or the synthesizers, whatever. However they're doing it, the sound changes, so you can introduce some other rhythm elements. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so that's cool. You know, I got that loop now. So if I come over here, and it's not perfect because it doesn't start on the beat. Let's fix that. This is pretty simple to do. Oh, I like that. That's pretty neat. I'll get into what I'm gonna do with that later. So I'm gonna take this, scoot these MFs over here, take all of this, bring this back over. Here we have, there we go, classic D&D beat. Oh. Super simple. haven't added anything in yet. No effects, nothing. Just the bare naked deal here. My stream is still going. That's good. There's like nobody watching it. Perfect. Just need to be able to spit into space here. Alright, so we have that. That's cool. You can do a bunch of things with this. So you can slow it down. I personally like to slow it down sometimes. Want that. Yeah, that works. Alright, so that's cute. We got that going. I want that recorded. I'll take 2 measures of it. So I'm gonna. Why does it keep ending up over here? I don't want it over there. Record. 2, 1. Alright, cool. Now we have this toy. I don't really need the pattern. I just want this. Also, if I get lazy, I don't want to make one. Check this out. In a lot of cases, they're better than the ones I make anyway, so... Yeah, that sounds like you could put a slamming riff over that. Yeah, you could totally do it. My voice sucks today. I'm just not really having it. So, normalize. That made it loud. Yeah. That's better. So I have this preset, and right before I do it, I'm gonna bring the project level down. It's called Powerful. I made it. Hear that? Remember I was talking about Maximus? Look at that. Funky gate, huh? So, I usually don't leave it naked like this, because it's just impossible. Like, if I take this over here, it just will not sound good. So, I have a multi-pronged approach. What I do is, what I do is I come over here and put it in this one instead. That's fine. And then while it's over here, I put in the destructor. See how that mutes it? It kind of puts a filter on it, but so I can pump it through these amps with cabinets. That one works. Yeah, usually I end up doing something like that, where I'll just take it out of the mix a little bit. Time consuming. Close works. I don't like metal. Metal is the worst one. But see, the problem with these is inevitably you lose some component of the higher register. Like, I'll show you. Take this. Watch this. See how much of it we got now? So like, ST works. I push these out. It's, I don't know, something about it helps. But this one also screws up the pan, so I'll have to inevitably come in here. Yeah, see this? My monitor here, my CPU monitor, is already scraping. Perfect. And also, I'm going to... Yeah, okay, that's better. I want to... Oh, I lost my train of thought. Shut up. I want to pan this back. That's better. Oh, huh, you could put a bunch of those in series, and then crank the volume and totally ruin your mix. Actually, to do that, you don't even have to, you don't even have to, put a bunch of those in series. You can just open up, what's it called? Not Soft Clipper. There's a plugin that does that. It's really, really good. Wave Shaper, yeah. So, yeah. If you wanna, it's a fun little plugin. I'm adding a little bit of reverb, even though I also have the amplifier. Reverb helps. reverb helps with everything, and I think part of the reason why I'm always scraping the very top of these things is because I have so many little reverb instances, which is another reason why I do not want to use the Valhalla, because all these little reverbs will cripple me. And you also can't make these bigger, which is kind of a problem. Yeah, that's really good. I really like that. But it's missing something. I can put these all in series, but it's not like... It's not necessarily what I would call... Like, I wouldn't listen to it. It's just like another, like, freaking Deadmau5 song. It's just like, what do you want? Like, cool, I made Prog House. Great. But that's not what I want to make. That's not what I'm after here. So, the first step of that... I don't know, I guess I could do it in... What's that plugin called? There is a plugin that you can use. It's not Flex. It's not... Oh my god, Sakura. The anime plugin. I'm gonna turn on my thing here. Hopefully it doesn't screw up my the anime plugin. I can't even remember what the whole gimmick with this thing is. It looks like it's emulating some string instrument or something. I don't know the power of this thing. Oh, let's screw around with it though. I don't even have the full version. It's gonna kick me out, but... Ugh. Yep. Exactly what I expected. I guess ultimately, if I really wanted to steal it, I could just record the output and then it'll... But that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for SliceX. I'm looking for SliceX, and then I want to... I'm gonna go over here. What? Stream project, yeah. I cannot remember how to use this plugin, so we're not going to use SliceX, even though it would probably make this a lot easier. Oh, but I want to use it, because I've had success with it before. I have to do something to get my audio file in here. I just can't remember. Oh, yeah, that's right, that's right, that's right. And you can't just do it in the project. You have to, like... There's probably an easier way to do that. I'm gonna copy these breadcrumbs. Okay, give me slice X. Oh, bastard. Okay. You bastard. I'm gonna have to do that. Perfect. Where'd slice X go? Here it is. Let's see. Paste. Mm-hmm. This one. Open. There we go. So I'm gonna take slice X. Did you really just? I'm gonna dump it into. Where was it? It was like 8. Yeah. So then, the power of this plugin. See? Oh. So we'll figure out how this works together. the problem with this is tooltips. Yeah, thumb score. There we go. So it's gonna play, but I was to say see how that, so we introduce more syncopation. I don't want these markers where they are. Okay, that's good. Gonna delete this. So just with this here, just with these two, I can create something. I can come in here. Yeah, so I can. Why isn't it changing very much? See how it's not pumping it through. Or maybe it is, I'm an idiot. Yeah, it is. I'm just an idiot. Yeah. So you can take that. Oh, that's why. That's why. So this is inherently different than just playing the sample outright, and that's the power of SliceX. That's why I like it. The only issue is it's like it's hard to use because I don't know. And I'll keep that one. I'm gonna delete that. I'll keep that because it's So already I have that. Oh, darn it, stop dumping that. That was a gross noise. Every single time this thing, I change something, it's gonna dump it. And I hate that. Alright, this works. Okay, cool. I want it to be more powerful. How am I gonna do that? Well, what markers is? Alright, that works. Ooh, I like that. So there, yeah, we got something there. So this one is a setting up, and this one is a resolve. Alright, that's cool, but what if I want to change the tempo? It doesn't really work with this one. That's annoying. I'm gonna work with this. Turning destructor down. So I have this pattern here. So that works, but there's some problems. It's too close. There's not enough meta. I need more meta. This has a ton of meta. In fact, it has so much. I think I'm going to utilize that meta. I'm also going to save my project. You never know when it's going to blow the screen and I'll come down on you. That's another issue with using that powerful preset, because it has instances of Maximus, also has instances of Destructor, some distortion and things. That initial offset when you stop FL Studio will cause it to in a word, it will kind of distort and make powerful that little jump, and so that's a little bit annoying, so you kind of have to compensate for that, which is why I always stop my mixes and like clear them out before I export them, because FL Studio is just going to move that thing through and start saving it. So what I'm doing now is I'm recording it, and then I'm going to take that recording and I'm going to split it up into parts. Those parts are going to go into sort of a beat, more or less. If that makes any sense. It's not really making sense to me. I'm like picking out like the very early formations of something and like putting it towards it. Alright, I got enough. I want the cooldown though, so I'm going to... just got that. You can see it spinning up and cooling down. Okay. I'm stopping. I hope that didn't layer over. So. We're gonna be annoying real quick. Okay. I want... that works. So we have our initial, and then we have that resolve. Going to... Alright. Perfect. Let's see how this sounds in our little thing we made here. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Let's make I don't really like that one much. That's kind of shitty. I'm gonna remove that default. Get rid of that. Out of there. Whoops. Going to sidechain with LFO. Don't get mad at me. It sounds far away. That's why. Whoops. Okay. I can live with that. Oh, that's cool. Hold on. What did he just do there? Did you hear that? want to listen to that again. Interesting. I'm gonna stretch this. I'm gonna do up the pitch. There we go. I had to set the resample. I'm gonna have to do a thing here. I'm gonna make unique as sample. That works. So, interesting FL Studio trick. See how... Okay, that's nice, but what key is that? I have to find that out. If I go into a new pattern, I find that I can't change the pitch because is it locked? The length is locked? No, it's locked with something. Something is preventing me from turning this into enrichment. And I don't know what it is. The pitch. It was the pitch. Damn. Wait, but that's fine, because I can just... Yeah, that's fine. Interesting. So, if you think about it, this all came from a recording of an acoustic guitar, so it's hard to believe, really. I want this. Oh, come on. Let me have it. That's what it was. Okay. Turn it into an instrument. FL Studio lesson. Right now, it thinks, just because of the default setting, this is a C5. I can tell you it's not. There's a lot of complex things happening here, but for our purposes, we need to figure out what it is so that we can change it to something else. So I'm going to open up FL keys. I think it's like a combination of these two. So I usually, this is locked at a C5. Yeah. Impact changes the volume, I think. Yeah. So it's either a it could be both, but it gets lost in no. It's a D sharp. Okay, so we take this right here, come in here, settings, change it to D sharp. D sharp. I'm a musician. No, I'm not. Okay, so now, because we know it's a D sharp, we have calibrated the keys so that when it plays a C version, it's actually playing a C version of the thing here. So I can come in here. Trying to figure out, I want the length to stay the same. And that's ultimately the thing about pitching instruments. It's gonna sound weird, and you just kind of have to. I'm changing this. I just don't sense this working. Not with that. Let's try and introduce some bass. If I was using Ableton, I'd probably just cheat and use one of their presets for bass. Or even cheat and use one of these presets. But I don't know. I'm bitter. I'm bitter about something. I'm going to take Vaporwave Bass 2. Doesn't sound like much. But it is. This is looking frighteningly major. Alright, it's gonna have to be something like that. And then, so, comically, this says, I created something that goes along with it. It's a preset. It's called Vaporwave Bass 2. I made it for a different track, but we'll see how it works here. It's having issues. How much did I turn that pitch up by? Maybe if I turn up the pitch of this instrument by the same amount, I'll be able to better use it. I don't know, maybe I'll have to tune up the fine or something. Alright, I'm getting bored. I'm gonna finish here. I'm gonna pause here, come back later, new pair of ears, see what happens. Alright, bye.